Hi, my name is Nanjira Sambuli. I'm Senior Policy Manager at the World Wide Web Foundation, and I work on assessing what kind of policy reform is needed in the public sector to ensure that everyone everywhere has universal, affordable, and meaningful access to the internet. When it comes to the question of the digital divide, it's quite interesting that different actors want to see it from a very siloed perspective. But the digital divide in today's society really is a conversation about who has been left behind, who has been is seated at in the intersection of various inequalities, and where the digital aspect or digitalization aspect is turbocharging that. By and large, 30 years ago, when the World Wide Web became the most popular way that we access the internet, the idea and the dream was that everyone it would be easy to democratize access. But access to technologies, by and large, has followed the same patterns of development, inclusion, and exclusion. And so today, those who are left behind are the poorest in society, a majority of whom are women, a majority of whom are in the so-called regions of the global south, and it continues to compound that way, and elements of geography and social norms start to come in. So that in itself just shows you how complex the issue is, and if you're trying to devise public policies to that, you absolutely have to look at the intersection of these inequalities to actually craft proactive and actually useful solutions to addressing a very complex issue. So it's not just technological. God, a just contract for the World Wide Web. I want to have a nice dream about that tonight. Um, just first of all, I think it's one thing that's very clear in this world that we're living in that is increasingly digitalizing is it's not that we have not understood what we need to do or what we need to stop doing. It's the political will of all actors. And I center it under political will because it's really about people who are used to having power realizing they have to give up some of it, to be honest. And that is not easy work. And it's not just about signing some contract or principles. It's really about embodying them. So I really want to see a world where people realize so much is at stake. Digitalization, again, is at this nexus point of showing us what is possibly bad, all the bad possible things about the world, and what we can still do to save it. But we need everybody to not just sign off, but to actually show up and do the job that they need to do, which is not always very comfortable, but necessary.